The Florida Orchestra is getting ready to launch its 50th anniversary season, and it runs the gamut of musical stylings from collaborations with the rock star Sting to the music of Star Wars. Joining me today with all the details is music director Michael Francis, along with PR manager Kelly Smith. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
I'll say last time Kelly and I were on, we were trying to get you to join us. We are so excited that you are here. And I think first let's start out big picture though. 50th anniversary season. What is it that's going to make this season so special for the both of you?
Well, I think it's something for Tampa Bay to feel tremendously proud of, to have a full-time symphony orchestra that has reached half a century. And what we aim to do is reflect the diversity, richness and quality of the Tampa Bay community in our concerts. We have a huge variety of music, from the great masterworks of Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, to Harry Potter, to Star Wars, and we open with Carmina Burana, which is a scarier music than those zombies, I can assure you.
I don't know about that there, Michael, but I will say I'm glad you brought that up, because most famous work you've never heard of is how it's being described. What does that mean?
Once you hear it, it's been used on many commercials. It's been used whenever you want to depict terrifying, powerful music. You'll hear the opening of O Fortuna from Carmina Burana. So even if you don't know the name, I assure you, you recognize the music.
Okay, now I get the tie-in with the zombies there. Yes. What a perfect match made in heaven there. And as far as the works go, explain how the Florida Orchestra, though, you really give back to all the families and how people can see different types of music in different venues. Talk about how it all works and how season tickets work.
Yeah, well, beyond even season tickets, we really want to make it easy for families to bring the kids. So this season we're starting a new matinee series at the Mahaffey. So a lot of our Masterworks will be at 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, and as part of the Masterworks, the tickets are free for kids. Anyone 5 through 18. So really, what's the risk? You know, bring the kids. They get exposed to wonderful music that they will never forget hearing it live.
I will say it's one of those things, like, even if they didn't enjoy the time or end up crying in the hall, like I know some kids do at performances, you didn't have to pay for their ticket. Well, you guys have touched on a few of them. I kind of want to go back. Let's talk about like Star Wars, for instance. You know, as a conductor, as a person who is in the music business, are there those pieces that you just can't wait to get your hands on? And if so, do these kind of fit into that?
Yes, I mean, I think when we trained, of course, to perform Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, Mahler, but also I love the music of Star Wars. I was in the London Symphony Orchestra as a double bass player, so I played on the soundtracks with John Williams conducting on the actual film. So for me, that was a great thrill. The hardest thing for me is to conduct without going thinking it's a lightsaber, so that's my greatest problem, I would say. But no, I absolutely adore it.
Well, okay, since you brought up the you will have it. There's also some similarities with Harry Potter. Now, on tomorrow's show, we're going to be talking a little bit more about this. But since you're here, I've got to talk about your experience and how this is working in.
Yes, I am, again, in a former life when I was in the orchestra, I played on, I think, 3 or 4 of the films, which was very exciting with John Williams conducting, and then Alexander Desplat. So the music is wonderful. So if you come to the Florida Orchestra Harry Potter show, you will see the live film and you'll hear the orchestra playing it at the same time. So it really brings the music to life. And in film, as we know, the music is so essential. If you watch Jaws with the sound off, it's like a tourist advert for Martha's Vineyard. But you put John Williams' pulsating, throbbing, terrifying bass in it, and suddenly you have a terrifying film. I
don't know if I would go with the analogy of Martha's Vineyard, but I appreciate what you were doing there to point out without the music. And one thing that's special, though, about the Florida Orchestra, and Kelly, I want to be able to get your thoughts on this, it shows you can really play anything. You can tackle anything, and you're able to show that variety, if you will. How key is that to celebrate the 50th here? Yeah,
I think now, particularly since this is Michael's 3rd season with the Florida Orchestra, and he's really gotten to know how wonderful and magnificent this orchestra is. And I think this whole season is going to be about showing that, really giving them a chance to just let it rip. And some of these works are virtuosic works that it just really showcases that. I think sometimes we forget that we have these virtuoso musicians that trained at places like Juilliard and Curtis, and they live right here in Tampa Bay, and we are so lucky to have them performing for us. And you'll really get to see that in all ways this season.
Good. Well, I'm really excited that both of you joined us. Pleasure to meet you, Michael. Thank you for coming on. And we're actually going to have more with the Florida Orchestra, even some behind the scenes later on upcoming episodes of Tampa Bay Morning Blend. There's the information on your screen, though, how you can get involved and see the Florida Orchestra for yourself. And, of course, listen to the Florida Orchestra for yourself. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
And with